Hello, it's me, potential streamer. Where is the stream UI? Where's it gone? Hello? Hello? Well, who needed it? I just didn't need it anyway. We're gonna be revamping it all soon anyway. We're gonna revamp it all soon regardless. So who cares? Who cares? Anyway, today we're playing Skyrim, but with a twist. We are playing Skyrim as the Arbiter, kind of. We have the Arbiter's armor, but there isn't like St. Healy you can play as in the game. I find it funny, I'm playing Fallout 4 and you're playing Skyrim. That is quite humorous. Always hello, never how are you. Potential greeting straight. Hang on just a moment, buddy. You know I always ask how everyone is. I have to do my quick, chungus little intro and then I go, anyway, how's everyone doing today? How you doing, Dijon? How you doing, Kenzie? And I go through everyone that's spoken in chat. You know this. You've been to enough Magpie Leon streams. You've been to enough of them. And quite frankly, I find this attitude quite horrific. Quite horrific. It hurts. It hurts me. Potential HP is successful. That's kind of how I walk around the uni campus. I know Doom Dark Ages Deluxe Edition is a decent 50% off. The mid-ages is 50% off. Huge. Anyway, so we started this last week before? We started this a little bit ago. We made some decent progress, killed the first dragon, got the Arbiter's armor, which is the Kydon armor, specifically. And we got the Prophet's Bane, which isn't really what I had in mind. Now, we can dual-wield energy swords, which I know we don't see Thel do, and we are playing as Thel. However, I still think that's something we can do. Like dual-wielding the Prophet's Bane with a normal energy sword, I think is a cool concept. And maybe we'll do that. I do also think we need to take the normal Arbiter armor off that NPC, so we have both versions. So we'll probably sort that eventually when I'm a bit stronger, because I don't think I'm going to be able to take that NPC on right now. Obviously, we're about to get the shouts from the Greybeards. Do I think we can really use them? Fosro Dar, kind of similar to the Repulsor. However, the Arbiter isn't in Halo Infinite. Whirlwind Sprint, kind of similar to the Thruster. The Arbiter's not playable in Halo 5 or Infinite, or Reach with the evade ability. So, but I do think we might need to use Whirlwind Sprint for like one or two specific places to beat specific parts of dungeons. So maybe we'll use it there. Aside from that, shouts, I'm thinking are a bit of a no, which is a shame, but Ripper Morami. Okay, Giorgio. He's he dual wields, but we're playing as Thel. So I think we allow it anyway. Because to be fair, the title is playing as the Arbiter, not specifically playing as Thel. Heard the Edge of Dawn is insane. Can't wait to read it Christmas Day. I'm probably going to... I was talking about the Taylor Box just. I am probably going to listen to the audiobook at some point, because Steve Downes and Jen Taylor are obviously reprising their roles, and that is the only reason I'm interested. Playing with the Arbiter? What if you're into, Leon? Oh, come on. You'd play with him too. But yes, Edge of Dawn... I'm not going to pretend to not be annoyed that the sequel to Halo Infinite is a book. I'm not going to pretend to not be annoyed about that. I'm sure it's a really good book. I know Kelly Gay is a really good writer. And I have complete faith that it is a phenomenal book. But I'm really hoping that it remains as like a side story, like a thing in between things, like a filler episode. Like it needs to be a filler episode. Jaeger still needs to be alive by the end. And anything else needs to remain sort of in a position where you can play Halo Infinite and play Halo 7 and you don't feel like you've missed anything in between. To go get Kelly Gay on a Halo game. Absolutely, I do think they should get some of the book writers involved with the narrative for the games. But then I think the issue that could create is, what would worry me is that there'd be too much stuff from the books that it would leave people that haven't read said books sort of in the dust, like confused, like who's this character, who's that, and if the game doesn't explain who they are well enough, like I think that's the big issue. It's like, you know, it's like the MCU effect of, you know, Multiverse of Madness requires you to watch like WandaVision and a bunch of other stuff to fully understand the narrative that's set up, because if you just went from Endgame to Multiverse of Madness, then you'd be really confused. And I don't want Halo to be something where there has to be a ton of homework. You should only realistically have to play the mainline games. You know, and maybe Halo was, but Halo was great anyway. But yeah, that's my worry with Edge of Dawn. I think Jaeger needs to survive Edge of Dawn. Jaeger survived the way he thought he would. He wasn't left in the best shape after his encounter with the Chief, but hey. I'm assuming you're not spoiling the book for me right now. I'm assuming we're talking about Infinite. And you're on a game so I can push my Kelly Gay as the greatest Taylor writer agenda. Eric Newland is second place, not gonna lie. Fair. But yes, Jaeger needs to survive. Because it's like, let's say hypothetically, Jaeger's in the book, he has another fight with Chief, he loses again, and then maybe he makes some more modifications to himself, he gets some more cybernetics. That wouldn't be an issue, because you would play Halo Infinite, beat Jaeger, see his bodyguard camo, play the next game, see that Jaeger's upgraded himself, and not question it. You would literally not question it, because it'd be like, oh, well, that makes sense, because we beat him. Like, Jaeger needs to survive this book, because I would be infuriated if they set up this character to survive a second time, like, you know, like how it's implied that, oh, the director might still be alive after Halo 4, and then he gets killed off in a book. And if they do the same thing for Jaeger, I will be so mad, because it's like, it's so cool that we've got this character who could be this reoccurring antagonist. Something that I think a Halo game needs. And I want to see an interaction between Jaeger and the Arbiter. I still think it's Chief that needs to beat him, because at the end of the day, he is more of Chief's antagonist than he is anyone else's. In the same way that if Atriox is defeated, the Halo Wars characters need to be involved, because it's not fair for just Chief to beat him. Although Chief does now have a personal vendetta against Atriox, so I'm not opposed to Chief being the final nail in that coffin, but the Halo Wars cast need to be involved in Atriox's downfall. And the same thing with Jaeger. I would like to see Jaeger interact with some of these other characters, but it needs to be Chief that beats him. Because I know a lot of people want to see the Arbiter fight Jaeger, which I do want to see. And the Arbiter, I do think, would beat Jaeger. That being said, just because it's two elites fighting each other doesn't mean that I think that should be the main confrontation between the characters. No joke, an animated Jaeger Arbiter 1v1 would go naughty. Absolutely. Like, seeing that in a cutscene in a Halo game would be mind-blowing. And I could see Jaeger maybe pulling some really dirty trick that, you know, sort of, where he almost gets the upper hand on the Arbiter. Like, the Arbiter is absolutely blitzing him. He is destroying Jaeger. And then, I don't know, maybe there's like a skirmisher or something that shoots the Arbiter in the back of the leg. Because Jaeger doesn't really care about, you know, the respectful Sankheili culture. That's why he has prosthetics. You know, and maybe something like that happens, and it's like, oh no, oh my god. Is the Arbiter going to die? I mean, maybe they could kill the Arbiter off. I'm not saying they should. But, like, in the hypothetical sense, like, oh my god, Jaeger's just killed the Arbiter, now we want this guy dead. But, or just, like, you know, he handicaps the Arbiter, he's about to win, and then Chief, like, you know, spears him, and it's like, that's where the fight picks up in gameplay, and now you find Jaeger as Chief, and maybe the Arbiter is player too. He pulls the banned lightsaber move from Halo. Yeah, something like that, because that would be so in character for Jaeger. But he needs to survive this book. If he doesn't, I will genuinely be infuriated. Like, right as it stands right now, I haven't listened to the book, so I can't fully judge it. But as it stands right now, I'm a little bit mad that it exists, because it's the sequel to Infinite, and I'm annoyed that the sequel to the Halo game that I completed 6 times and have been waiting for a follow-up to its story for, you know, now 4 years, is continued in a novel. And I do think that's disappointing. And I'm sure it's an incredible book, because I know Kelly Gay is a really good writer. But I'm a little annoyed. So I do hope it just remains a side story. It'd be cool if there is some big reveals in it that work in the context of the books. But not so much things that are going to affect the next game, because I want Halo 7 to pick up not long after Infinite, and to not have to do some homework to you know, understand what's going on in between. Because I think that would be really lame. I should probably play some of the game. Hello, Agnew. Today our snack of choice is a big Christmas box of Jelly Babies. We have a Lucozade Sport, and we have a Lucozade Energy, and we have lots of water. We can blitz through all this dialogue, because, again, we're not going to use the shouts, so it doesn't matter. I don't want to demonstrate my shout. I'm still peed that every setup from Halo 4 to Infinite Games have been like finished off in comics and books. Like, what do you mean? DeMarco died, didn't you find out in a comic? Like, 343's biggest issue is it's the same thing that the MCU has struggled with. 343's biggest issue is that they were cowards in the sense that if something wasn't initially successful or well received, because every Halo game is sold incredibly well, but if something wasn't well received, then they would immediately backtrack and hit us with like the sort of semi-soft reboot, where it's like, these events aren't ignored, they haven't been retconned, because a lot of people imply that Halo 5 is retconned with Infinite, and it's like, no, it's not. Those events very much still happen. They are spoken about. But a lot of this stuff is sort of resolved off screen or told to the player rather than shown to the player. And it's a very cowardly approach to storytelling. They couldn't commit to the story ideas that they had in place. And I would love to have seen what the initial story plan would have been from Halo 4, 5, and 6. But again, they've been quite cowardly in their approach to storytelling. It's the same thing that I think the issue is with the MCU right now, is they've been cowards. If something hasn't been immediately successful, then they cower out of that story thread, which is why we'll probably never see the Eternals again. It's why it's taking so long to get a sequel to Shang-Chi. It's why it took us years to get any kind of... I didn't say anything. Captain America. I've already said Captain. Did I say Captain America? It took us so long to get Sam Captain America movie. Like they just, the MCU have been cowards to that. Why am I talking about the MCU? Because I was having this conversation with my dad this morning. The original plans for the Academy getting axed make me so sad. Yeah, the multiplayer story. Again, it's another thing they cowered out of, and I was starting to get really invested. Yes, during Season 1 and Season 2. I mean, Season 1, the tutorial, Ugruna being like, I've got somewhere to be. See you soon, Spartan. And then she goes nowhere. I was like, oh my god, she's going to be in the campaign. She's going to like come and help Chief on the ring. Because that makes sense. Because the tutorial ends, she disappears, and then the campaign comes out in a few days. And then that didn't happen. And then Season 2, she's still at the Academy. Where did she go? Where did she go? We'll never know. You know what? We probably do, and it's probably in a book I haven't read. And then, you know, season two narrative was garbage. It was garbage. It's just like, I'm Eklund, and I'm Din, and we're letting you know that we exist, and that was it. And then Season 3 was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, no, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Like, you know, you've introduced Aratus, and like, I know he was introduced in Season 2, but it's like, okay, you're actually doing something. We've got really cool cutscenes. We've got really cool cinematics. We've got these little cutscenes with the spawn walking in, and we can look at them. We can take screenshots, and it looks really cool. Yes, more of this. And then they're like, well, what if we scrapped the story? And well, let's not say scrapped. Let's not say we're cancelling it, but we might conclude it in a couple of years in a Waypoint blog. If that's okay with you guys, and if it's okay, I mean, you have no choice. That's what we're doing. Yeah, no, sure. I love Infinite. But it's such a hard game to feel invested in because every single decision that I like about the game had no follow-up in a way that I would want it to. That says fart. See? I'm such a master. Oh, it gives me one of the spreads, doesn't he? What if we move the story from the game to Waypoint and never do anything with Part 2 Forge missions? You chill with that? No! Why would I be? Yes, absolutely. That's exactly how I felt. I don't think the Forge missions were cool, but like, really? This is your conclusion? Come on. Come on. There's a lot of narrative decisions that have been made with Halo over the past couple of years via Waypoint blogs and to an extent some of the books that have really ticked me off. Like, I'm really not happy about them, and it's hard to stay invested, which is personally why I avoid a lot of the narrative stuff if it isn't in a game. Because to put it simply, the narrative in the games is mostly better than any of the stuff that happens in the books. To an extent. Again, some of the stuff that Kelly Gay has written, incredible. Rubicon Protocol, I haven't read the entirety. I've seen bits. And it's good. It's good. And I do want to get around to reading the whole thing. Again, that's something that I would have liked to have been in Infinite. That's a story that I would have liked to have been told through the game. But it's a lot of it is more so the blogs. A lot of the lore that's been established in the blogs and then continued in some of the books is like introducing one banished Spartan. Okay, sure. You know, I can see it happening, and I'm actually looking forward to facing a banished Spartan as an antagonist. At the time, I was thinking like, oh, this is actually gonna be really cool for Firefight because we already have, you know, bots, like spawn bots in game, so they can translate that and make a boss fight that is like Isla Zane or something like that. Like, that'd be really cool. That'd be a fun boss fight for Firefight. And then they never did that, and I was like, oh, yeah, no, sure, because, you know, why would you? That makes too much sense. And then they keep introducing more like banished spawns or spawn janissaries or whatever they're called. It's like, oh, the banished have just got their own spawns now. It's like, oh, right, yeah, that's an idea that's become immediately oversaturated. And that kind of bums me out because it's like it makes it feel less special, and then I feel less interested in the idea. Like, I've got no investment in the concept of banished spawn anymore because it was immediately so oversaturated that I don't care if we see it in a game now. And maybe I'll change my mind if we do actually, like, let's say we fight Isla Zane in Halo 7 as Chief. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it'll be done in a really crappy way and I won't care. We introduce Spanish spawns as a concept and do absolute right with it. Gee, thanks guys, appreciate it. They also gave the banished spawns the first F said in Halo related thing. The Forge missions were like, banished spawns? Who told you anything about banished spawns? You did, like 2 months ago. What are you talking about? Yeah, like they're in the blog about those missions, like the Waypoint Chronicle. Like they're there in vain. Like Isla Zane is there. You will never meet this character though. Like, and that's what winds me up about it so much, because it's like we should be encountering these characters. Like you have the tools at your disposal to do this. Just make a spawn bot that looks like Isla Zane, give her 5 billion overshield, and have us fight her in this mission. But you know, who? True. I am stood next to you. My goodness. He's a cool character for us to do nothing with. The thing is, I can't even say whether or not I think she's a cool character because they've done nothing with her. I think the concept of a banished Spartan is cool. I think the concept of a billion banished Spartans is boring. Like, one, cool. This makes sense. I could see this happening. Do something with it. Oh, you're just making a billion other banished Spartans that will never meet. Granted, a lot of this is just implied via flavor text of helmets and armor in-game. Potential character, absolutely. Like, we've got, in the new battle pass. You know, if the spawner works really hard, they too can become an Arbiter. No! No! And like, you know, it's flavor text for a set of armor. It means nothing. It'll have absolutely zero effect on the lore. Like, it is basically non-canon. It is basically non-canon in its entirety. But just the mere concept is so stupid that I cannot look at it and feel anything other than rage. So, yeah. Let's go back to Jarl Bolgruff. Always in concept, never in practice. The description should have been, they're often gifted to humans by their combat prowess or something. Yeah, they married into Chiron's family. Like, dude, it's just so stupid. It's so dumb. And again, like, realistically, it means nothing. Only 4% of the player base of Infinite's 5 players is ever going to see that because, like, you know, not everyone is saying they're reading the armor descriptions. But it's the fact that this is a concept that someone sat down and wrote that and thought, yeah, this makes sense. What am I doing? Am I following him? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. 4% of the 5 players, brother, that's you. Exactly! That's my point. Nothing against Lydia, but not today. Yellow team is definitely a real team, though. I can't remember what yellow team is, and I think I made yellow team for one of the spawn build videos. I could be wrong. It's like there's some stuff that is introduced, like that they introduce concept of in like some of the blogs and the books and whatever else that I'm like, okay, that's really cool. But again, concept. Like the TV show Spartans existing in canon and being some of the Spartans that were present on Arcadia. That's really cool. I like that. I like that being, you know, now I can play Halo Wars and be like, oh, one of these is Vanek, one of these is Riz, one of these is Kai. And I like that, to an extent. To an extent. Because... Looks like that's it. You cannot escape the truth. You cannot escape the truth. I'm not trying to. I'm glad they gave us the whole full of reach red team character set. I am, and I'm not. Like, and this is like what my next point is. Like, on the one hand, I like when we're given, you know, sort of these little additional bits of context, and you know, some stuff is revealed that I think is kind of cool. However, almost nothing is left to player interpretation anymore. Everything has to be told to us. Everything has to be explained. Everything has to be revealed. We can't ponder. We can't theorize. We can't think about anything ourselves because all the answers are given. And I don't like that. One of the best parts about Halo is the mystery. And that has always been the case. One of the best, like, you look at the Forerunner stuff and you think, like, wow, what are these for? Who made them? But now we know what it's all for. We know who made them. I love the Didact. I think it's a great character. I think he's a great character. But sometimes I think it would be better if we didn't know what the Forerunners were or what they looked like. And that also applies to the human Forerunner concept. Like, not to start any human Forerunner debate because I don't care. Would it be cool if the humans were revealed as Forerunners? Yes, I think that would have been an incredible twist. I think that would have been a really cool twist. But I'm not mad with the approach they took because I like the Didact as a character. I think he's a really cool character, and I'm glad we have him. They didn't do enough with him, though. And then, you know, the stuff with the Prometheans, I think some of the Promethean stuff is cool. Like, don't get me wrong, not the most enjoyable thing to fight. They get really repetitive. But the problem is, too much is revealed. And then we're not left to wonder anymore. We're not left to theorize. And you've got to provide these answers eventually, sure, if you're going to keep making games. Because there's only so many times you can look at a foreign object and go, Well, what's that for? Before it starts to get boring, you know, sometimes you do want some of those answers. But it reaches a point where it's like, well, now we know too much, and now there's no mystery, and now there's nothing left to ponder. There's no theories left to make because we know all the answers. Like, okay, we still don't entirely know if mendicant bias is buried in the Ark. You know, it's a big popular theory, but we don't know for sure. And I hope it stays that way. And I don't even care that much about mendicant bias because I don't read it. But, like, some of this stuff should be left to player interpretation. We don't need all of the answers because one of the coolest things is theorizing. Tears of the Kingdom, walking down the depths, was so cool because you had these giant monumental structures and have absolutely no idea what they are or what they're used for or who made them. We just know it has something to do with the Zonai. Maybe! And that's cool, and I like that. I love that. And same thing with Halo and the Forerunner. It's like, you know, let's Skyrim as an example. You have a lot of... Excuse me? Say lockpick. Let me just read this. Who? But like, so let's use Skyrim as an example. There is a ton of giant Nordic ruins and a ton of underground giant dwarven ruins. And there's the stuff with the Falmouth. And although we have inklings of information about what some of this stuff is and what some of it was used for, a lot of it is left to mystery. And there is ways to find out more by finding notes and reading about stuff. But not all of it is fully revealed. We don't know the full extent of the history of the dwarves. We've only ever met, I think, there's one dwarf character in Morrowind, maybe? And there's some stuff in Elder Scrolls Online. But a lot of it is left to mystery. And that's cool, because it means you can sit there and look at these things and think, like, damn, that's really cool. And, like, I'd love to find out more about this thing. But I also like not knowing entirely. I like being able to look at it and just think about what this could be. And that sense of mystery is like one of the best parts about any form of media, as long as it's done in a good way. Like, you know, there's a difference between something being intentionally unanswered and something being unanswered because it's bad writing. Like, for example, Star Wars. You're a very cool looking skeleton. And then he's shooting me with ice. Yeah. Rise of the Skywalker. You know, Finn the entire movie. Rey! I need to tell you something! And then we never know what. And, you know, we can infer that it was probably that he's force sensitive. Or that he has a crush on her. Definitely the force sensitive thing. Because that was the story that was planned. But that's bad writing in terms of, like, we don't know because they just forgot to answer the question that they established in the movie. But then, on the other side of the spectrum, we have... I can't use that. On the other side of the spectrum, we have, like, you know, good mystery in terms of, this Dwarven Ruin is really cool. I would like to know more about the people that made it. And I'm going to look around and explore because it looks cool. I'm yapping. But you know what I mean. It's fair the ambiguity Star Wars comes from conflicting writers before the sequel. Absolutely. Like, I would love to know what the original plan for those movies was. I would love to know what J.J. Abrams' original story for those 3 films would have been. Because I don't mind Force Awakens. It's not bad. It's okay. It's just okay. Could have been a lot better. Absolutely. It's, you know, generic in the veins of, it's kind of retreading story beats from the first movie, but when we hadn't had a Star Wars film in so long, and, you know, the prequel trilogy wasn't super well received, I get it. And I enjoyed it. And it set up some cool things, and I was looking forward to find out more, and then the 2 sequels happened, and I don't like either of them, and I think they're both pretty poo. It's not very nice. But yes, they should have stuck with the story, but instead they were just like... And I don't understand how you mismanage Star Wars like that, dude. Like, Star Wars, come on. You would want a story there, like, immediately. Is there any indication of what I need to actually... Like, coming across something like this is cool. Like, this is a nice little bit of random storytelling. Oh, I'm going to press this and I'm going to explode. No. I don't need to figure this out. I just need to be doing the main story. Why am I over here? You know, why am I here? Find out I sent the cultists. I don't want to. I mean, Offensive Bias was obviously on Zeta since he shows up as a hologram during the last level. Last level? What, on Infinite? I don't remember that. But again, I wasn't on about offensive bias. I was on about mannequin bias. Hold on, yo, when cool guy. Oh, let's take the claw to Lucan as well. We're getting drafted into the Covenant. Look at my game, really. Yeah. But yes, there's decisions made that made me very sad. I like mystery. I like intrigue. I like having questions answered. But I also like mystery and intrigue. No problem. See you around. Alright, Mr. E2. I'm just going to do character. Should we hire the carriage to Morthal or should we walk? Let's walk. Let's walk. What from here? I forgot it makes my arm like really skinny for some reason. And also part of my hand is gone. Fantastic conversation. It's been playing like a Batman 4. I think so. I think I'll give it a go. I'm not sure. It looks good. I cannot remember the last new Lego game I played. It might have been Lego Jurassic World. And I do love Jurassic World, Lego Jurassic World. I brought that recently for my Switch. A lot of Lego games we had on the Wii U. We had Lego Marvel Superheroes, which is obviously peak. Absolutely phenomenal game. Played that with my family. And then we did have Lego Avengers, but I never really played that one. My brothers did. And one of my brothers had Lego Jurassic World for his birthday. But he was allowed it a little bit early because we were going on holiday. And my parents gave it him early so he could play it for a bit before we come back. Because we were on holiday during his birthday. We got on the Wii U. And we played the hell out of that game, dude. I love Lego Jurassic World. Oh, it was so fun. I would love them to do a new one, like what they've done for Skywalker Saga, but like, you know, for the whole Jurassic World trilogy and Jurassic Park trilogy, and you know, maybe do some DLC that's like you probably just add Captain Cretaceous characters, which other than some of the dinosaurs, I don't really care. We can't use these. I mean, I guess regeneration field. What is this? Something's camp? No. There's going to be a Lego Batman Beyond add-on. I'm so happy. Oh, I think I've seen that. Yeah. We're taking these potions, and I don't really think we should be able to use them. I definitely don't need to pick that up. The thing is, I'm doing this run, and truthfully, I'm sitting here and thinking, I just want to play Skyrim. I'm taking bread. Why am I taking that? I don't need that. I'm just filling up my inventory with stuff I can't use. You gotta get a companion. The Arbiter is never this lonely. Well, yes and no. We could do with a bit of XP anyway. Okay. What was I on about? Lego Jurassic World. Yeah, I would love a full collection, and they expand like what you can do with like the hybrid dinosaurs and stuff. Because that was one of the best parts, that you can make like, little hybrid dinosaurs, the free roaming and stuff like that. I just hope if they do a sequel, the dinosaurs are a bit more involved. Not that they weren't anyway, but like I'd like them to be more involved. Skyrim really wants his on that, bro. Put Arkham Tank behind a DLC paywall, and the Arkham Sound Batmobile. It's in the base game. It's weird. Hey. Oh, yeah. Okay, my speaker's about to die. Ah! It's one of my favourite death sounds in a video game ever. But yeah, I might give it a go. It looks fun. Now you'll pay. I was like, stab her in the back. There we go. Sometimes I do get tempted to pick up Lego Marvel Super Heroes 2 because I never played it, and I know it's supposed to be a lot worse than the first, but like I'm kind of curious. I just like Spider-Man, and he's in it, you know? Like sometimes I want to get Midnight Suns, and I know I'm probably not going to enjoy the gameplay, but Spider-Man's in it, and I've heard Venom is really good in that game. Like I've heard it's a really good adaptation of Venom, so it's like, you know, I kind of want to play it. But I don't think I'll enjoy the gameplay at all. But like Spider-Man and Venom and Hulk. But while I enjoy it, Luna Forge. Isn't there special stuff you can make in this one? I can't remember. Oh yeah, I forgot about that stuff. I know this is part 1 of Halo mods. I don't know what it's supposed to be, like what it's supposed to be. The Marvel 2 really sucks because there's no X-Men, man. Yeah, always no, potential thinking strikes again. Yeah, it was during that like phase where like Marvel and Disney were trying to devalue the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, so they weren't allowed to appear in any games. That's why they're not Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. And I still enjoy Infinite, but like, Thanos, you really telling me you want to be able to Hadouken people more than you want the Infinity Stones? Like, I get it, it's cool, but like, are we really implying that like Ryu's powers are stronger than the Infinity Stones? Is that the route we're taking in this game? But like Ultron Sigma's pretty cool. That was close. That's a quick save. But yeah, like that was a really annoying period of time where they just weren't in anything. But also like the X-Men were kind of too popular, so they couldn't drop the X-Men entirely. So X-Men was still getting comics, and the Fantastic Four, they were kind of like, yeah. Let's go around. I'm not going to have my goat. Batman's mentor. And then replace him with Blackguard, ultimately with the Inhumans. I like Black Bolt though. I do like Black Bolt. He's cool. Not as much as Cyclops, but he's still cool. By whom? Cool. But yeah, and it was a really annoying, weird period of time. And then they get the rights back, and it takes them a decade to do anything. And then the Fantastic Four movie flops, so they say, let's not make the Fantastic Four the main characters of Doomsday. And I know it's an Avengers movie, so you'd expect the Avengers to be the main characters, right? Like, realistically, it's an Avengers movie, so that makes sense. However, it's also an Avengers movie about Doctor Doom, so it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. And they still do nothing with the Hulk. Bob is the only human that has a true or probable aura, but also have an anti-human agenda to push. Hey, come on. Kamala's nice. I like Kamala. But Black Bolt is really cool. I don't care a ton about the Inhumans. I think the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. TV show started to fall off when they started to really push the Inhumans. And it's the fact they were trying to replace the mutants with the Inhumans that I think was really like the salt in the wound. But that is where I think S.H.I.E.L.D. started to fall off. Are these like the fake Imperials, where they're going to be stood around a bunch of dead bodies? Yeah, so they're bandits that have killed the Imperials. I love these random encounters. That's one of my favourite things about this game. Like stuff like this. Not very ambitious, is he?
The Emperor thanks you. Now shove off. Rather, have a nice day, citizen.
I thought I did no damage doing that. I'll be taking that back, sir. Someone is making everything orange. Why? I've never had this encounter before. What the deuce? I've had it a few times. It's really cool. But again, that's something that I just think is so special about this game, dude. It's why like almost no other, sort of Skyrim-esque RPG. Like, unfortunately, I just don't think there's anybody doing it like Bethesda. I am a Skyrim glazer. Fallout 4 has some really cool stuff too. I'm only bringing Fallout 4 up because it's the only Fallout game I've ever really played. And even then I had to install a bunch of Halo mods to stomach enough of the game to complete it. What diamond? We won't take anything from that, but we will take a little bit from the chest that we can't use. I'm sorry. I knew this was here too. Why are we going over to this? We can't use the shouts. But I love exploring. I love exploring so much. Give me the word, give me the word, give me the word. La 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 la. Bye. So long. Real Talk Doomsday is going to be so bad, and I bet it'll be so funny because of it. Like, I'm still gonna watch the movie. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not gonna see it. And I want to be able to like it, you know? Okay. Like, I want it to be good, but everything I hear about it makes me less and less excited. Now, the thing is, okay, you take Doomsday, and you announce that Spider-Man's in the movie. And I'm there, and I'm going to watch it, I'm going to be like, Tom Holland, I want to kiss you. Hell, maybe Tim Maguire will be in the movie. He was in London when it was being filmed. And if he's there, I'll be like, Tom Maguire, I want to kiss you. And if the Hulk's in the movie, I'll be like, Hulk, I want to kiss you. But it's also Hulk handled by the Russos. And, I think they made some really good decisions in Endgame and Infinity War. But I think for just as many good ones, they made some pretty big stinkers. And that big stinker is how they handled the Hulk. Save me, Brand New Day. Process of Death. We live in Dude, my brain is fried. I'm very excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I am less excited for Avengers Doomsday. It'll be cool seeing the Fox X-Men again. I like Hugh Jackman, you know? Seeing him as Wolverine will be nice. It's cool. And then we have Doomsday, and I'm less excited for Doomsday because I was on about Doomsday. What am I talking about? I really hate how they've handled their new cast of characters. I'm very excited because I know every teaser Marvel has ever planned will be leaked. Bad week for Kevin Feige. Then those X-Men will be replaced by new actors by the time the reboot happens, which is fair. You know, I don't think we should be locking characters to a specific actor for the entirety of time. Like the fact that we might not get a Green Goblin or a Doc Ock in the MCU because of Willem Dafoe and Molina. Is it Alfred Molina? Doc Ock's actor? Can't remember his name. And I love him. I love those versions of the characters. I don't think they should be the only versions of the characters we ever have in live action. Love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I think he's great. You know, at the end of the day, it's one of the primary reasons I am so attached to the character, because I grew up with that, you know, that version of the character, right? Alongside many other versions of the character, which is also why I have no issue. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, there should only be one Wolverine. But like, oh, now it's a completely different encounter. You know, I grew up watching the 90s X-Men series. I grew up playing games like Ultimate Alliance, and I grew up playing Marvel vs. Capcom and various other versions of the character. So I'm not opposed to seeing someone else play Wolverine. Just like I don't mind if someone else plays Spider-Man, because again, we've seen multiple adaptations of the character already. There's one blade, and there's only going to be one blade. Apparently, because the movie's never coming out, bro. They decided to put Green Goblin in that one Spider-Man show, though, as a replacement for Tony in that universe. And I much prefer it being Norman than... Oh, this is the guy that challenges you. Okay. Yeah, I'll challenge you. I prefer it being Norman over Tony as, like, Peter's mentor that clearly has very conflicting... that has a very different mindset to Peter. And, you know, I'm excited to see where that conflict between them will go, because Norman has a very different mentality to handling certain problems as opposed to Peter, and I know that's going to cause a lot of conflict, and I think that's cool. Peter having this sort of bad mentor and growing out of it, I think, will be good. Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is so peak. I hope they don't F it up for season 2. But we're getting Spider-Gwen. Yeah! Spider-Verse, 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 Spider-Verse. Yes! Yes! Please tell us, as well as giving us a demonstration. A demonstration of what? I love the Spider-Verse movies. I don't care for Spider-Gwen as a character. How sensitive your colon is. Oh! I gave him a good death. And Venom is not going to be Eddie Brock, which is suspected, to be honest. Have they said? Because, like, I know he's, like, obviously the symbiote is obviously, you know, the other. Have they said whether or not it's going to be Eddie? Because I would like it to be. I would like Eddie to be introduced. I need him. I'm ready, please. Experienced in this department. In which department? Himself said it was not Eddie. He did not say he was. Are you ready for Harry Venom? Ha 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 ha. Man loving you? Not necessarily. Right. Let's not go towards the dragon again. He's engaged to a woman. Hey. Silk would not appreciate being labelled as such. It's okay to not have love, whole love. But it's not good. Oh, is this Marina's take on? What was going on? Yeah. Hey, Dagon. That's where I have to kill a man. I rubbed it with milk. Yeah. Good stuff. The gun statue. For sure, huh? Look good on my prostate. Oh. I had a prostate exam once. Different topic. The moons of Jupiter. Which one? What the... Anyway, saying this weird crap. The mum was you, Magpie. Was it now? Nice. Nice. Come on, Kenzie. It wouldn't be Magpie on stream without a couple of quirky questions, would it? Let's be real. We're used to it by now. Which part are we saying what to? Are we saying what to what Nathaniel was saying? Let's all be friends. I mean, yes, absolutely love to all gay threat friends. I'm just, yeah, sometimes someone's commenting and you think you know who it is, but you can't quite remember. It's making me uncomfortable, and I'm not even the target audience to play Minecraft, not particularly. Nice topic transition, though, yeah, I appreciate that. You know people in person, but they go by like a fake alias online. But many lovers on Minecraft. Nice, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. It's like synthwave love music. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm literally the only member of this channel. Channel. Talking. I didn't need to upgrade my smithing. However, I think that's why I made the energy sword. They're all enabled. Interesting. Then an emoji that has the horrors of war, because nothing is fitting how I'm feeling. I'll commission a Magpie Leon emoji as such. They'll have that very expression. Right, thank you. Thank you. Oh guys, YouTube sent me a poster. It's that thing that's behind the energy sword. So they sent me a poster. It's like 20 years of YouTube. Hey.
So that's no, I take it.
She's a married lady, pal. You guys can't see the game, can you? I ain't going. I am watching what I'm doing. No gameplay, only Magpie's face. I know. Give me a moment. I'm checking something. I know. Just give me a moment. Give me a moment. Come on, Maglings. Magpie Leon is the man with a plan, as they say. If this works, because if it works, it'd be kind of funny, and it might change some things. It might change some things. Apparently, I can't go in. Hey, Hardfall. No, I suppose it doesn't work. Don't know why. It should, but it doesn't. But that's okay. Hey! Okay, that's that one. So reach. You know the Halo ones? This is just those two. This helmet's kind of cool. My blade is ready. Seeing a leather strip signing. Okay. Whoa, that's a lot of damage too. Always give me a moment. Never thank you for this moment. Potentially Counter Strike again. Why is that also the energy sword designed from? Why not? So, one of the mods I have installed that does not want to work adds Chief's armor. And the plan was to find that and give it to a companion so that we'd have Master Chief with us. Unfortunately, where it's supposed to spawn, it isn't spawning. So I just don't think it's in the game. The Covenant is attacking humanity's second strongest planet. I call that a reach. I hate the reach. Yeah. Wow, they were all just catching strays. Oh, it's been hitting half of them. That's okay. I'm okay with that. It's funny, laughed at me. It was funny. It was. I felt bad the other day because I was like, you know what? I haven't spoke to Digion in like quite like a hot minute, you know. That guy does not care. What is happening? I felt bad, and then I remember like you come to the streams quite often, so like I've been speaking to you here because I feel like I haven't spoken to you in a while, but it's because you're here, you know. What was that? Hey, that's not bad. I'm very stealthy. Well, fine. That was so Sigma. I don't use my Twitter or Discord as often as I used to, so it's possible. Don't worry about it. Wow, they were really struggling to just kill that random guy, and he just was unfazed. The creation engine. Did you ever find out what the chat ranking for? I'm pretty sure it's just based on who's talking the most. I could leave them to fight each other, but like, I like XP. Also adds to if you donate. Yeah, so it's just based on like chat activity. Right, we don't need to... Normally I'd go through and loot everything, but we can just speedrun the dungeon. We can call top yapper, hashtag cancel YouTube. It's okay to be a top yapper in my pile on stream. It's not a hard goal to achieve when there's like 2 people talking to. Stop using frost magic. Is that a level up? Cool. Kill. Yes, that is a level up, so we will save that as our healing. Because we're allowed to level up. What's the third guy who was being obscene earlier? They got him. I stopped playing Outworlds 2. I was really disappointed in it, which is a shame because I was really looking forward to it. I think the places in Skyrim look really nice. I was really looking forward to Outworlds 2. I was playing it and I was thinking, wow, this is really boring. And then I went back to playing Jurassic World and Pokemon. Pokemon DLC is kind of fun. Bit repetitive, but fun. Some of the megas are cool. I like my silly little dinosaur creatures. Oh, our health is low. So there's no coleslaw. If there was coleslaw, I could use that to heal with the Arbiter. Excuse me? We'll level it up, we'll level it up. Whew! Phew! Good guy too. These Dunkaroos. How much damage does this do now? 52. Well, so obviously eating coleslaw. Well, you'd have to read a book for that. I need Switch Boy. I'm alright. The dogs really like knocking down Christmas ornaments. Dude, I am so excited for Christmas. I've spent, you know, like around about $1,000, like £1,000 on Christmas presents. And it's not even for that many people. Unfortunately, I care a lot about my family and my friends and my fiance, and I care about making them happy, you know? So I spent a lot more money than I planned. Like a lot of money, and that's okay. And that's okay. I'm not gonna say what I brought because I don't know if any of them watching the stream. Brought a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Some of it was really expensive. Playing Halo Infinite on Sunday, and for the first time I got a Killing Frenzy. I know it's a small thing, but it's huge for me because I'm usually garbage at Halo. No, I get that, dude. I always pop off when I get like a Killing Frenzy, dude. In this day and age, I'm looking to get an overkill. I'm looking to get a triple kill. I've got made Arbiter eat a cheeseburger and Halo Invisible Fear. Yeah, it just be like that sometimes. Fade become. If that was become invisible, then that would work, but it's not, because you can't harm people, but also can't be harmed. If you're going to bring back playable elites, how would you design them gameplay-wise to make them different compared to their other counterparts? I mean, I don't think realistically they need to be different gameplay-wise. They just need to be because that's all the playable elites are supposed to be, just an additional option for customization. However, if we were to restrict them to a certain mode, like invasion, then it would be cool to have some like slight stat modifications. Like, I don't know, maybe the elites have more health but slower. I know that wouldn't necessarily make a ton of sense. Maybe they have less health but faster. I don't know. But having some kind of modification like that would be cool. But I think realistically they don't need to be drastically different in terms of gameplay. They just need to be playable. What does baking pork chops for dinner? Nice. The Duran Master Chief. True. Oh, I wanted to wear my Christmas hat on stream today. My fiance brought us Christmas hats. So we've been playing Marvel Rivals, and they keep telling me, like, every time we play, it's like, you need to wear your Christmas hat, and I'm like, okay. And then I insta-lock Rogue, and then I get MVP every single game, because I'm apparently, like it or not, I'm now a tank main, and that's okay, you know. As Uncle Ben once said, with great power comes great responsibility. I got Spider-Man to Lord. I love playing Spider-Man. He's my favourite character to play as. But to be Spider-Man is to make that sacrifice, you know? And if that means I don't always get to play as Spider-Man, but I am who my team needs me to be. I'm the hero they need. I'm the one front of the enemy lines, keeping the bad guys at bay. Then I think I'd be doing... Then I think I'd be doing what Spider-Man would do, you know? And I don't need to play as Spider-Man to be Spider-Man, you know? Playing some next Spider-Man games, yes? Yes, I did actually stream Spider-Man 2 when I played through that. First game, better narratively. Miles game is also a fun little side story. Spider-Man 2, better gameplay-wise. Has some really cool stuff that happens. Worse in regards to writing. Terrible adaptation of Venom. I think Venom is cool in that game. I think he falls on a rule of cool, but it's not Venom. It's not Venom. He is only Venom in name and not in anything else. I think he's cool. He would look better if he had the hand patches. He does have the Matt Gargan logo, but you know, like in action figure form, he's pretty nice. You can't even see. You probably can't even see it there anyway. But he's there. He's there. I have the Marvel Legends. I have the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2 Venom, and it's cool. And the part where you play as him is awesome. I love that part of the game so much. And there's a lot of stuff in Spider-Man 2 that I really like. There's just as much narratively that I dislike. But because the gameplay is so fun, and because I am attached to that version of Peter now, and that version of Miles, I think Miles is really good in the game. He's not necessarily as good as a Spider-Verse counterpart, but I really like him. And again, the game is fun. And I am invested in the overall narrative, and I'm excited to see where they go with it. So it's like, although yes, I was very disappointed in how Venom was handled in that game. At the same time, there's enough that I like about it where I can look past it. You know, they took the weakness for fire away. They did that part. I'm not super bothered about because it was specifically just for high moments in Aura, and you know I'm okay with that. Because yeah, the part where he walks through the fire towards Craven, it looks awesome. It looks awesome. And I like how they hint towards it earlier on in the game when he's in like his stupid little Agent Venom persona, and like the lava's dripping on him. He's like, you know, I'm not bothered about it. Like they hint towards it, which is cool. In regards to like setting that up early, I like that. Whatever, man. I blame Sony for most Spider-Man 2's problems because they changed the launch date. Yes, 100%. Harry is Agent Guy, not Agent Venom. Yes, no, he absolutely is. Like, the thing is, with Spider-Man 2, although I was still really angry in general about Harry being Venom, I'm not going to pretend I didn't at least find it a little bit cool at first when he showed up in his little, like, Agent Venom suit. Because I liked the way the suit looked. I'm not happy with it from as an adaptation. I don't like it. Like, as one of the very few things that Agent Venom has appeared in. It's not Agent Venom, it's just Harry in a suit. Like, at first I did think it was cool, but then it's like one of those where you think about it for more than 2 seconds, and it's like, oh, now my head hurts. Okay. I will not have my goat Flash Thompson's legacy being tarnished. Exactly! And I like Agent Venom, so it's like, it's one of them. When I first saw it, I was like, oh my god, like, they're actually... Same with the anti-Venom suit. Like, when it happened, I was pretty high. I even uploaded a short of my reaction to it when it happened in-game. I thought it was really cool. But then I'm also really annoyed that they did a second anti-villain suit to take down the main antagonist. What kind of name is that? Like, the part with the anti-Venom suit, like, when they were building up to it, it was like, oh my god, like, oh my, they're actually going there. That's crazy. Like, I was excited for it. And I do like how the suit looks. I'm really annoyed that the Marvel Legends figure is blue. Why couldn't you have just made it the normal anti-Venom suit? I would have brought that, but no. Why would you do that? No, sure. Whatever. But I like how the suit looks. I'm just annoyed that they had to do another anti-villain suit. That's dumb. I don't want that in the next game. If they're going to do that in the next game, Peter's suit needs to get battered. He needs to be like broken, and then his only option is to put back on the suit that he has at the beginning of Spider-Man 1, and it's like a full circle back in the classic suit. I don't hate Insomniac's Spider-Man suit. I remember when I first saw it, I was thinking like, ooh, I hate the white logo. Nowadays, I'm not, you know, it's fine. It's not my favorite version of Spider-Man suits, but I don't hate it. I really like the recolor you can unlock in Spider-Man 2, where it's red and black instead. I think it looks really good. PC port of Spider-Man 2 was a disaster. Was it? Hey, this is the dungeon I gave up on. It's so easy, though. Would you trust Insomniac to make a good Iron Man game? I mean, Insomniac are pretty good developers. can't see why not. I like Insomniac as devs. I think they make some good stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's some narrative decisions that have been made that I'm like, but I don't think they do a bad job with an Iron Man game. But yes, I do hope Motive's Iron Man game gets made. Iron Man is my favorite superhero of all time, and he has had no good game till now. I heard the VR one was pretty good. What PlayStation games have you played? Which one are your favourites, and what is your PlayStation hot take? My PlayStation hot take, I don't know if it's a hot take. PlayStation should just avoid trying to do multiplayer games. Clearly not working out for them. Helldivers is fun, but it's also really repetitive. I guess that would in itself be a hot take. Like, Helldivers is a really fun game. Incredibly repetitive, though. Incredibly repetitive. But I think Sony needs to avoid making multiplayer games. PlayStation games I played: Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2. There's probably more. There's games that I want to play, games that we own, like that me and my family own. We have a PS5 because me and my brother brought it for my dad for Father's Day 2 years ago. So we do have a few games on there. There's games that I do want to play. I've just never got around to it. But truthfully, the main games that I really care about is Spider-Man. I want to play Bloodborne. That's fair. I'm not much of a Souls person. Don't ever get bored. It's bad. I wasn't planning on it. I wasn't planning on it, but thank you, Key. Yeah. I feel sick. Is it possible to install PT on your PS5? Is that the Silent Hill thing that was canned? I don't think it is anymore. I've been scared. Yeah, this stupid game. Why is it going so choppy? Weird. I really want to make a gameplay montage of Rogue and Rivals, but I do not have the skills for that sort of thing. And I would look into commissioning someone for it. I do not have the money for that kind of thing. Minecraft Dragon Ball mashup pack, it was pretty peak. God of War 2018 and Ragnarok are good games. They are on my to-do list. I would like to play them at some point. I did try and give God of War 2018 a go a few years ago. But at the time, I was very much in like a sort of anti-PlayStation phase, and I was like, oh my god, this is so boring, because like the cutscenes are really long. And I like cutscenes in a video game, but I also like playing the game. I couldn't be bothered at the time. But I'm sure if I went back to it, I'd probably like it more. Love Skyrim. Calling it chopped. The camera style of Halo Infinite is inspired by God of War 2018. I wouldn't say it's inspired by God of War 2018, because God of War 2018 definitely didn't invent that camera style. There's a lot of stuff Infinite does during its cinematics and stuff, though, that I really like and appreciate from like a filmmaking perspective. I'm currently doing a cinematics module at uni. I started writing about Retcon. Halo Machinima by my friend that I know that I am in. For some of my uni work, I was writing about like how it uses like rule of thirds and all that sort of stuff. And it's funny because me and Halo Box were talking about it, because I was like, I know damn well that we don't think about any of this stuff when we're filming it. We just like, oh, this shot looks cool, but it fits the criteria. But Infinite does some really cool stuff that I want to write about for that, and then I'm going to eventually talk about in my Infinite campaign retrospective when I get around to doing it, which I will eventually.
New to Riverwood? If you're looking for work, go see Father
Get me mad, and I'll prank him. Not a little, a lot.
Funny if I... No, it wouldn't. How do you do the cameraman style cinematics and animation? I mean, I suppose it depends, but it's basically you just set up the camera in a way, like you animate it in a way where it's as if it's being held by a real person. Like it's just you just have to film those specific movements that like feel natural, like that feel like it's a guy with a camera recording it. Speaking of my head itchy, I want to feel old. Hill turns 30 in 2031. Luckily, we still got a few years to go. I feel old anyway because I have back pain. I might end the stream there. I wanted to play longer, but I feel really sick. So I think I'm going to call it. There's probably too many jelly babies. So that's on me. That is on me. I'm going to try to record some stuff maybe. We'll see. I need to get a figure review done. I need to get some other stuff done. I should really do some uni work. I should. But I should. Just a few more days till Christmas, guys. Christmas. Just a week away. Christmas is in a week. I'm so happy about this information. Woohoo! Right, I'm going to end the stream there. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm going to try and get some stuff done, maybe. I'm going to lie down for a bit first, I think. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. So long. Adios.